was a betrayal so shocking, so underhanded, that it would cost Hitler the very war he was trying to win. How did one decision turn two ruthless dictators into sworn enemies? Let's dive into one of the biggest backstabs in World War II history, Hitler versus Stalin. At the start of World War II, Hitler and Stalin weren't always enemies. In fact, in 1939, they signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, a secret non-aggression agreement. This pact allowed them to carve up Eastern Europe and avoid war with each other, for the moment. The deal worked, for a while. Hitler turned his attention to conquering Western Europe, while Stalin seized land in the East. But little did Stalin know, Hitler had other plans brewing. By 1941, Hitler was riding high. He had conquered France and much of Europe. But in his mind, there was one more giant obstacle to total domination: Stalin and the Soviet Union. In the ultimate act of betrayal, Hitler broke the non-aggression pact and launched Operation Barbarossa, the largest military invasion in history. On June 22, 1941, millions of German troops poured into Soviet territory. Stalin was blindsided, completely unprepared for the onslaught. Hitler thought his blitzkrieg would crush the Soviets quickly, but he underestimated two things: Stalin's iron will and the brutal Russian winter. By late 1941, the German advance had stalled outside Moscow. Freezing temperatures, supply shortages, and fierce Soviet resistance turned the tide. Suddenly, the Nazi war machine was crumbling. The Soviets launched a counter-offensive that shattered the Nazi lines. The invasion that was supposed to be Hitler's masterpiece became his nightmare. Hitler's betrayal backfired spectacularly. His failure to defeat Stalin opened a second front in the war, draining German resources and sealing his fate. The tide of World War II had officially turned. Hit subscribe and dive deeper into the untold stories of World War II.